Hey Nat, let's check this out. This is like super quick and dirty, buddy, because I'm working from home. But here's your question that you asked right here in blue. And the play, what we want to do is we want to get one of these radicals, that square root sign, by itself on one side of the equal sign, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this other one, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to add that to both sides so that this goes away. And I'm left just with this in blue here. I have x plus 14, and that's going to equal 2 plus that radical that I added, x minus 10. Now the trick to get rid of that radical here is to square both sides. So I'm going to do that here. Over on the left, squaring the radical just gets rid of the radical. So that square root sign goes away, and I'm just left here with x plus 14. Over here, this is a binomial. We have two terms here, one term and another, and they're separated by a plus sign. So what we have to do is we have to FOIL that out. So that's what I did here in this step. I wrote it out twice, and now we're going to FOIL it. So remember, FOIL is our first 2, so that's 2 times 2, which is 4. Our outside, which is 2 times root x minus 10, and we just write it like this, 2 times root x minus 10. Same thing on the inside, 2 times root x minus 10. And then the last, x minus 10 times x minus 10, gives us x minus 10 squared, which again just cancels that radical. So I can really just write plus x minus 10. So again, on the left here I have x plus 14 for a bunch of this stuff, and I'm just going to combine some like terms. Okay, we have 4 minus 10, so that gives us minus 6. We still have an x over here, so I'm just going to pull that out so I don't forget about it. And again, we'll combine those terms there. 2 plus 2 gives us 4 root x minus 10. Okay? Then what I'm going to do, I did this kind of in 2 steps, but I hope you can follow me. I subtracted the x, so pulled that over, and actually my x is canceled on both sides. And then I added 6 on both sides, again, because I want this mess, this radical here, just by itself. Okay, so I'm going to kind of run the same play that we did first off. What that's going to give me, on the left I get 20, and again that equals 4 root x minus 10. What I do now is I divide both sides by 4 just to get that root x minus 10 by itself. I'll do the same on the left. 20 divided by 4 is 5. And then we run the same play. I'm going to square both sides to get rid of this radical. So on the left I have 5 squared, which is 25. And on the right, the radical goes away, and I'm left with x minus 10. After that, just straight algebra, I'm going to add 10 to both sides, so x comes out to be 35. And that is our solution. But with all of this radical stuff, you definitely want to take a minute and just check your work. So here's the original equation. I just put in 35 here and here in green for x. And then again, we're just going to look for a true statement. So 35 plus 14 is 49. 35 minus 10 is 25. Square root of 49 is 7. Take away the square root of 25, which is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. So this one does work. Okay, buddy, so that's the play. Whatever you get for radicals, get the radical by itself on one side of the equation. If you have 2, get one over on the other side, and we'll deal with it later. It turns into a bit of a mess, but we can get rid of one, and then later on we'll work kind of back the other way, and we'll get rid of the other one. All right? I hope that helps.